Preparation time for a hospital procedure, an ovarian cyst. Fasting, take your meds as normal, GADS. Breathing exercises to help calm your nerves, and getting straight to the hospital. I honestly don't know how I made it, to be honest. I was so emotionally stressed and anxious, but I got there. A lot of waiting around, which is exhausting in itself. But eventually, an hour later, I got the gown and socks on, and when I had that on, it was cutting close to the procedure. That's why I got upset. They got the cannula in first time, got the observations done, and I went for the procedure. And as you can tell, my stomach is quite flat and the drain is quite big. And I apologise for the bag that I'm about to pick up. That is the disgusting fluid that they took out me. Yeah, it's vile. So I had to have strict bed rest for 4 hours, lie flat. I could not move. So, yeah, I get home eventually 8 o'clock last night. Got up this morning, and looking after myself has been really difficult because my back hurts, my stomach hurts, my ribs hurt, because I think my body's getting used to having no pressure again, and I can't really do much fast. And of course, the dog is wanting playtime still. I mean, he's a Cocker Spaniel, you know their traits, they can't help themselves. But I've not got the strength to play with him just now, unfortunately, so I'll have to leave it there with him for a wee while. But it's very stressful and I'm quite traumatised with what I went through last night. But I suppose it is very good that I have a flat stomach again, because it's usually quite bulky with the bag and the cyst that was in there. But I've got relief for now, but it will be a short-term solution, so I'm not really sure it was worth it. But I might as well enjoy it while I can. And I'm about to talk about to you guys exactly what I went through yesterday, what happened, and why raising awareness for medical trauma especially is so important. Right guys, so that concludes the awareness video that I done yesterday while I was getting that procedure done at the hospital, and it was an extremely difficult day and a very, very long day. I was fasting from midnight on Sunday, and I hadn't properly eaten or drank anything until 8 o'clock last night. So about 19 hours I was kind of fasting for, and that's quite dangerous for my condition, PKU, because if I eat too much or don't eat enough, you know, it can get dangerous. But that's another thing. But I just basically want to talk about the trauma I had to deal with yesterday. The whole day was fine, regardless that the fact I was really stressed and anxious. And when I went to get the procedure done, it was not that bad, honestly, because I had a local anaesthetic and I wasn't watching what they were doing. I didn't really want to. And there was a bit of confusion between me and the doctor, because he thought I was coming to get the drain put in and the cyst drained because I was planning to get pregnant, because that's usually what women get that type of procedure for. So I was like, no, absolutely not. Like, I've got Crohn's and this is the third time this has been drained, and it's just going to fill up again within a few months. And to be honest, I think the whole thing's a waste of time. And he agreed with me, but he went to try and contact my gynaecologist, couldn't get through to him. So he left the decision in my hands. And I said, you know what, we're here now, let's just do it, get it over with. And this bit's a bit graphic, so I do apologise, as you'll see in some of the video. So they put the drain in and they got about 1.5 litres of fluid out, and the relief was amazing. Like, my stomach just felt so empty. But when they put the drain in, the guy had said that there was only 200 more to go. They took me up to the ward and I had to lie on my back straight out and not move for 4 hours. Very strict bed rest. And the bag had filled up quite a bit. So throughout the whole day yesterday, they got 2 litres of that gunk out. So no wonder I was in pain for a while. And it was last night when it was coming to taking the drain out that was the most traumatic part, because the drain was stuck because there was a stitch on it, like, and that's why it couldn't come out. And to my knowledge, when I was getting the procedure done, the doctor wasn't putting in any stitches because there was actually a student doctor there when it was happening, and he did ask, are we putting in stitches? The doctor said no. And then I asked, so I don't need stitches? And they're like, no. But the nurses, when they were pulling it out, it was so incredibly painful. I've not felt pain like that in a long time. It felt like my guts were being ripped out. It was so painful I couldn't breathe, and I was screaming the place down. I was shaking, I was terrified. I was having a PTSD episode because what I went through last night, it was a perfect example of why I've got PTSD from medical trauma in the first place. And the nurse was saying, if you're going to scream like this, I can't take it out. And I was panicking because I genuinely thought this thing was stuck inside and I wasn't going to be able to get home. And I just couldn't bear thinking about staying in there overnight when I hadn't really eaten or drank anything. So she went to get the doctor, and I was panicking even more because I thought it was going to take forever. But luckily she came within 2 minutes, and the doctor looked at it and cut something, and then the drain just fell out with no issues, no pain, nothing. And as soon as it was out, I was fine. And I managed to get up out of the bed, and I couldn't straighten my back or walk properly, and my lower back and my stomach was really, really sore because all that pressure had gone away. And I think my body was just trying to get used to not having that there. And before I left, the nurse told me that she was going to put a complaint in about the doctor that done my procedure because it wasn't put in my notes that he'd done a stitch. And I was very confused because of what he said in the procedure, and he does that job every single day, probably multiple times a day, so I couldn't understand why he would make a mistake like that. But it's done now, and you know, it almost wasn't worth it because the cyst is just going to fill up again within 12 to 16 weeks. So I will be having words with my gynae team and telling them that they really need to bang their heads together and come up with a safe way around doing the surgery for me, because I will never go for that procedure again, what I went through yesterday. Never, ever. Never. And what happened yesterday is also a perfect example of why I raise awareness for having Crohn's and colitis, because it's a very debilitating, painful illness. And I'm still in pain just now. Like, every time I walk, my ribs, my stomach, my lower back is really tender, and I'm still trying to straighten my back. My posture's kind of buggered just now, and yeah, I won't be doing much this week, and the doctor says that I'll need to wait until the weekend before I can see any complications. If I get any fever, vomiting, abdominal pain, bleeding, then it's back to the hospital. And I truly hope that doesn't happen, because I don't want to be back in hospital if I can help it for a long time after yesterday. So yeah, horrible. I wouldn't wish anybody to go through what I went through last night, and how exhausting that whole day was, like mentally preparing myself and getting so stressed and anxious. By the time I came home, my head felt like it was splitting in two because of all the stress. But yeah, guys, I just want you to, you know, be aware and have a bit of education into what living with this illness is really like, and the different complications it can cause with your body, especially with women's health. And I don't know if I'll be on social media much this week or even live, because I've got healing to do. But I just wanted to make this video while things were still fresh in my mind, and the reality of living with Crohn's disease. So thank you very much for watching, and thank you to my followers that have continued to support me throughout nearly 9 years of awareness, and wish me luck that I don't get any complications and the cyst won't come back for a while, and I can just enjoy being pain-free for as long as possible. But take care, guys, and thank you very much.